Hello everyone. Give me just a minute to get things set up here. Alright, so I guess I'm saving one for Shoemaker here. I didn't hear what he actually said, but hey. No biggie. I don't actually know what I'm doing yet. Oh, I don't know. Why would I know? It's only noon. I'm only supposed to be on the air. Hello everyone, and welcome to Cordovan. Take two. Hello, welcome everyone to the weekly Wednesday lunchtime live stream here on twitch.tv/DDO stream, youtube.com/DungeonsandDragons/live, and facebook.com/DDO Unlimited. I am DDO's Community Manager Cordovan, and I am on Sarlona on my level cap character. Gonna run some stuff here today. Not sure if I'm going to do Cove or if I'm going to do something else. I'm kind of open to suggestions. I also talk a little bit about the news and answer your questions if I can. Make sure I'm going live on Facebook. Oh, come on, Facebook. Photos. Okay. That's why it's showing, not showing the live stream. Okay. Yes, there are folks in chat. Happy Wednesday to you too, Elizabeth. Is Feather Favor Bort? I ran Epic Normal Bone Grinder last night with Guildies. My favor journal reflected Epic Normal Favor. Theirs only showed Heroic. So, I will have to double check on that, but one possibility might be that they did Heroic Elite, and, well, no, let's, yeah, I don't know, I'm going to have to look into that. That doesn't sound right to me. I am not on Lamania, and I'll explain why in just a second here. So, the reason I'm not on Lamania, oh, here we go. The reason I am not on Lamania is we do have a new Lamania preview that went up yesterday. It's got some really cool stuff, including the new Spectral Dragon Dungeon from Night Revels and the new raid. But the stuff that's there is so, you know, I know people tend to kind of, they want spoilers, but they don't really want too much in the way of spoilers, and I think the reality is the new raid and the Spectral Dragon thing is significant enough that I just didn't feel comfortable streaming it, because it would just be too spoilerific for some folks. So I've opted not to stream those things today. However, if you want to see that stuff, it is currently available on Lamania. And it is something we're taking feedback on. Frankly, I think it looks pretty awesome, but we would appreciate your feedback on it. And I will probably go through the release notes here in just a minute, once I sort through my inventory and such. Okay. Oh, wait a second. Is Twitch is being twitchy. Okay, let me kill the stream and start it up again. Did we decide what we are doing? Alright, no, I've not decided what I'm doing yet. Alright, so yeah, I've restarted it on Twitch, so hopefully that'll still work. From Facebook, DDO Olympus. Greetings from the Grilled Olympus from the server. We are also making lives, promoting and bringing more Brazilian players to the game. We have a lot of fun. Thank you so much, DDO Olympus. And it looks like DDO Olympus does have a Facebook page, so very cool there. How come no one does Reaver's Refuge? Well, some people do. Frankly, it's some pretty good XP if you're into that kind of thing. But, I do tend to see... I don't have those here yet. Back read some of the old content for fun. Alright, let me see actually, what do I... It's been a while since I played this character. Let's kind of see what I have yet to do. Looks like I'm basically up to a lot of raiding to do. I've never done Good Intentions and such. I've not done Wayloon. I've not done Tethiamar. Yeah. So yeah, I've got that stuff along with the... Looks like a lot of the Barovia stuff to do as well. Done in... Yeah, let's do U39 stuff. That sounds awesome. I want to do that. Let me actually see if I have White Plume Mountain done on this character. I do not. So let's do White Plume Mountain. So yes, I am not showing Lamania today. We do, however, have some good release notes to pass along. So if you would like to take a look at that, please do. It'll explain quite a bit about what is going on. And we are really just about set to release. That's fine, I can get him a pass. So stay tuned, but assuming that this week's preview, you know, doesn't have any showstoppers or anything in it, pretty good chance we'll be going live next week. Stay tuned for more specific downtime, however. Because I don't want to jinx it. So if I say, yes, it will be live next week, then I'm literally going to kill Update 40 somehow. So, there you go. You use the hold buffs when they're around and I am near them and I can click on them. Yes. I would recommend that we do Epic Hard of White Plume Mountain. I'm not opposed to Epic Elite, but, you know, we've had enough party wipes on this stream that doesn't really seem too wise to push it too much. The entrance to White Plume Mountain is in the Hall of Heroes.
What were we doing? Sorry, my audio went to the wrong speakers.
Yeah, no problem. I'll try to be good about using push to talk here.
You want to try EE and then see how that goes?
Yeah, let's just do Epic Hard and, yeah, see how it goes. If we tear through it, we'll go in and again on Elite, but I don't think we're going to tear through it. We'll see. Let me get that guest pass here. Man, speaking of guest passes, I'm actually getting low on points. Thankfully. I have all the power. Ha 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 ha. Server, I am on Sarlona. Okay, Brute Man needs the guest pass. Where did I put the guest pass? There it is. Alright, there we go. Orion Week 2 codes. Yeah, so someone else mentioned that I didn't get those out. I could have sworn I had.
Takes you to the bottom of a collapsed staircase,
but I will
deep underground.
dig up the screenshot and work on getting those out. And if I doubled it up, well...
you with an empty stare. Something is clutched in its hand.
Not sure what's up there, but... I could do an overlay thing saying what server I'm on, but what does it matter? I guess that's the one thing I just have never understood is why that's particularly relevant.
I think it's just that people like knowing that you're on their server.
Alright. Oh, it's deaths per stream, for sure.
To the east lies a room filled with treasure. Inside, you can see the codex page sitting on a pedestal. But access to the treasure chamber is blocked behind 3 magical seals. Each seal bears the symbol of a weapon. A sword, a hammer, and a trident. A regal creature waits for you in the water here. It meets your gaze with eyes filled with both sadness and wisdom. Greetings, challenger. For your first test, please approach. The Sphinx clears her throat and begins her challenge in a solemn tone. My challenge is a riddle. Answer true.
Are we getting a real bonus this weekend? You guys.
Now, hearken to me.
It's kind of one of those things. Every time we declare that, you know, let's not do X bonus because people don't like it. Invariably, we get a bunch of complaints, people saying, "How's come you never do X bonus?" I guess it just goes to show that not all bonuses are for all people in all situations, but many bonuses are for lots of people.
And it's uncomfortably warm. It's hard to say how strong the current is or how it might affect you.
Oh god, this
until
thing.
You step inside. A narrow winding path leads over a drop into beds of spikes and whirling blades. The path seems to be slick, almost frictionless. A dangerous walk indeed.
I don't quite understand how people are so good at this. Ah, no! Crap. Almost. Darn it. Then again, I suck at the Rezia ice games, so, you know. Sigh.
Apparently the trick is to use mouse look to steer, and you
Okay, that makes sense.
And you run into the wall, it slows you down, so you don't start going too fast.
All good points. That's true, Macubray. The riddle is the same every time. The riddle, by the way, is from the original module. So it's the riddle from the book. But it's true. That's a great example of how perhaps, you know, something that makes a lot of sense for DDO perhaps makes a little less sense. Or for Adventure Pack makes perhaps a little less sense for other folks. Or other situations. However, it's still cool. Come on, right? It's fine. Nope. Oh, is that true? There are at least 3 different riddles? Okay. So I always seem to get the moon one. Let me be honest. I'm talking to someone and someone else solves the riddle. Nice collectibles.
You burst out of the water and find an ambush.
Why things like the spiked boots don't work on the slipping is because it's really kind of a special encounter mechanic, rather than following the standard benefit path. That's why. Should do a challenge reward boost since Cove is up? Yeah, we should. Totally. It's not a bad idea. Actually, let me check on the bonus, but I'm pretty sure the bonus is Crystal Cove. Is that right? I don't know. Let me check. Seems like that's one of the more popular questions that I get every week. We have got... Yep, Crystal Cove. Runs through Sunday.
as you pull the lever, followed by the shattering of
Why
glass.
can't you buy the new
A pool
packs
of
over
water
Steam?
rushes in.
We don't really have anything to announce regarding Steam availability.
The floor groans as some kind of mechanical pump engages. The door clicks as it unlocks.
Thanks, Snow
and the
White Fox. So
water
Snow White
begins to
Fox says,
drain
you've
away
gotten us hooked on
glass.
new content, dungeons and such. I'd like to see you get into Heroes of the Feywild. That is not our agenda here. What we have coming up real soon is update 40, which is Night Revels in a new raid and what have you.
The halfling's grin grows larger, and then, stiff, his body twists and grows, revealing the towering form of an ogre magic.
We'll be working on a new dungeon for December. Kind of a freebie, that kind of thing, I think. We have some really awesome systemsy things that we're not yet ready to announce. And then, really, once update 40 is out the door and everything, it's full steam ahead on Charn, which is, you know, a pretty significant task for us. So we'll be doing a lot of Charn work here. But yes, there are other plans afoot. Sweet. Loot boost potions have no effect on collectibles. Why? That is because the collectible nodes do not use the same random dice table that a chest does. And so the loot boost things roll on the chest loot table, but, you know, because collectibles don't use that table, they're not impacted from it. Caliperca, we answered that question, I believe, with Linabel within the last couple of weeks. The question being, are we planning to make the traps from the mechanic tree more competitive and epic? The answer to that short term is no. Ultimately, it is, you know, a heroic level enhancement. Not opposed to the idea or anything, but I just don't see it coming up on our agenda in the short term. Sorry.
As you enter the room, two green forms emerge from the water with a splash. This strange spinning tunnel is slick to the touch and smells strong. A running jump at the start might be required to get through.
Any news on when the Sentinels chain revamp will be live? That will be update 40, and that could be as soon as next week. An update on Kenneth quest gear. That's probably just not on the agenda anytime soon, sorry. Deadly rain. Alright. I'll take that. More attack, more damage. That sounds like a good thing. Got anything here to... Collectible node. Okay. Let me head back to Facebook here. Yes, we do have Temple of Elemental Evil, White Plume Mountains, Against the Slave Lords, Haunted Halls of Evening Star. Is there a timeline for Vistani knife fighting enhancement set for separate purchase? I will have to follow up on the e-commerce team on that. Kind of surprised that hasn't been done yet, but I would imagine that would be on the relatively short-term agenda. Seems time, doesn't it?
Pulsing magical barriers hold the
Gets asked every week on the bonus. You'd think I'd have it prepared. Oh, you're asking a lot. Being prepared? That's not the Cordovan way. Actually, it's part of the reason is it sometimes changes at the last minute, so I'd like to call it up fresh, just in case.
Being boiled alive. There's a low hum, and the barriers shimmer with energy. The tears in them close, and the water begins to drain from the chamber. As the water recedes, you notice a crest marked with a trident.
Yeah, it's true. People don't want the raid spoiled and all that sort of thing.
Another crest.
Was it difficult to create that spinning tunnel? I don't really recall how that was done. I don't think it was particularly difficult. But I wasn't the, really, I don't think I've ever actually asked one of our devs about that, so, I don't know, maybe it was.
Bright green slime covers the floor here. Something about it gives you a bad feeling. Pain stings the soles of your feet. You look down to see the green slime coating your boots. It begins to creep up, reaching higher, consuming as it goes. This mechanical door has a keyhole mounted in the stone floor in front of it.
It's cool looking. It is pretty dizzying. Some people who are prone to nausea, like myself, a little bit of a vertigo issue sometimes in that spinning tunnel. But it is accurate, so it's all good.
If you can pick it out, it will serve you, and the others will allow us. Pick raw, and they will kill you. You have 1 minute.
Forgetting about some of the bad treasure bags in here. Yeah, no spoilers. I mean, it's a weird mix of people wanting, you know, kind of previews and info on upcoming stuff while not having things spoiled. So I kind of have to tread a fine line there. And ultimately showing off the new raid and the new Spectral Dragon dungeon just didn't really seem like something I'd want to do. It's there for those who want to see it on Lamania, but it's going to be coming so soon anyway that for those who aren't interested in being spoiled on Lamania, it just didn't seem right to show it off this week. I do try to keep an eye on Facebook and YouTube and Twitch chat. The one tricky part is that Facebook only lets me see the 4 most recent comments. So if you if your comment kind of gets, if I'm not keeping a real close eye on things, it has a tendency to cause me some troubles. You know, it skips by me too quickly. I don't think I have feather falling in this character. Oh well. It'll be fine. Yes, my level 30 doesn't have feather fall. Why would I need feather fall? Feather fall is for the weak. There we go. Can we swap out old candies for new ones in Night Revels? No. We do something a little different for Night Revels than we do for most of the other events, and that we want the cost for the Night Revels stuff to be pretty low and prevent a sort of exploding inflation situation that we see on a lot of other events. And so the way that manifests is that we expire the ingredients year over year. Which means that, you know, we want you to run the new stuff for, you know, an hour to get the new stuff every year. And then if you want to get further items or new items in that, then you can run other things in addition. Not one of our more popular decisions in the community always, but it has some actual advantages that, not just for the team, but it allows us to keep the costs on things low, our acquisition rate high, and it helps allow us to further develop Night Revels, add new dungeons and items every year, because we don't get into a situation where getting the new stuff just requires a quick trip to the vendor because you ground your face off the year prior. I can say maybe not our most popular decision, but nonetheless, it's one that makes a lot of sense for us.
That's the last quest. Time to return to the treasure room and claim your rewards.
Send a hello to the Guild Olympus server, Orion. Yeah, so, cool, thanks for saying it was Orion. You had mentioned on Facebook, the Brazilian guild I mentioned earlier in the show, but didn't include what server you were on. So, cool. Orion. Olympus on Orion. Shout out.
To take their places. I'll have to ask you to let Nix and Noxus contribute the indoctrinations.
Good morning, afternoon. Samus Garoba. He'll be on after me with Follow the Noob. The ice games happen a month or so. Crystal Cove usually happens for about a few weeks and has a reprisal like a weekend or a week. Yeah, that's what's going on now. It actually made sense just to do it around Talk Like a Pirate Day. And rather than just have it open for one day or whatever, we were just like, well, let's just keep it open until update 40 because people want it. There's some good new stuff to get in it this year, so let's just do it, you know.
One of the wizard's magic mouths confirms your victory as you enter the treasure chamber. Well played. I concede this round to you, adventurers. I'm forced to admit that you've earned the spoils, though I confess there's something to be said for the occasional setback. It makes my next victory taste so much sweeter.
Yes, Craig RPH. It does seem possible that maybe might have a few stuck mobs in there. Now, the spawn rate should be such that it wouldn't prevent completion, though, I wouldn't think. But I'll have to bring that feedback to the team and see what's up. Yes, 85k XP. It's a good one.
Did you already say the weekly bonus, Jerry?
Yeah, it's a continuation of Crystal Cove through Sunday here.
Alrighty, thank you.
So I like the clickables you get from Night Revels. They're easy to acquire. I mean, seriously, you get like all three of them in like an hour and a half worth of work. And theoretically, they only last through the winter, but practically we almost never get around to it until late in the fall. Why don't we run one of the shorter dungeons in the 12 for update 40 here. They're in the 12. Yeah, that new astral projector. Linabelle gets her rune arm that shoots ghosts. How cool is that? Alright, let's do kind of a big deal, and let's do Epic Elite. So if the mobs get stuck, Craig, in the new...
pumpkins and negates the negative effects of Steel's coffee.
That's pretty funny. So if the new Night Revels public instance, or not public instance, but private instance, has mobs that can spawn and prevent the mist from lifting on the next section, then that's something we'll need to take a look at. Otherwise, you know, the occasional specter who spawns in an area where it's hard to reach or quite difficult to reach probably isn't a blocker.
To be recovering from a recent attack. Battered and bruised townfolk, Mortagon mutters. Foolish kobolds.
That would be for the new Night Revels. You know, we're taking the old Dalera's public area and turning it into a private instance. Will the Mirror of Glamoring be updated to work on Cloaks? Yes. I'm sorry, I missed that. Could you repeat yourself?
What were you looking for? If what went wrong?
So someone had said in Twitch chat that while on Lamania running the new private instance of Delira's Graveyard, they ran into a situation where a mob got stuck in an area where the players did not have access to. And I was responding that it depends on whether that prevents further progression as to the severity of that particular bug.
Yeah, there are certain spots you can only get with that super high jump or whatever.
Yeah. Named the crab Pinchy. Nice. Anti-Boy Scout Cordo. I'm not quite sure where that one comes from. Yeah. Are there any comical dungeons I would like to see in DDO? Heck yeah! Back from the old first edition, I was a huge fan of Adventureland and Land Beyond the Magic Mirror. And I would love to see us tackle that someday. The idea to be able to track which quests you've done on Reaper makes... It's a cool idea. It's just not on our short-term agenda here. It would be part of a larger update.
With the spider
continue which storyline?
See where this gargantuan creature came from. You spot the entrance to a cavern up above.
I would be surprised if we continue the Threnal storyline at any point soon, but never say never, I guess.
You enter the cavern. These gigantic tunnels extend further into the rock than you originally thought.
Supposedly the giants were summoning something in that.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, that is a particularly old storyline, though, and I know we're going to be a little busy with, you know, Sharn and Corvair and things like that, so I think it may be a while before we'd be able to get back to that.
Yeah, I was figuring you guys might get back to it after the expansion.
So yes, the Mirror of Glamoring will work on Cloaks. So a reminder for those who maybe haven't been paying close attention to it, the way it's going to work is all your existing cloaks, like from Random Gen, will not have appearances when Update 40 goes live. However, new Random Gen cloaks, and most, if not all, named cloaks, are going to have an appearance. And that appearance can be glamored and then placed into the... There's going to be in your cosmetic slot, like right around here, we actually move it up a bit so that there's space for a cloak as well. So by default, it'll display whatever cloak look you have in your cloak slot, and then you can override that with whatever cloak you have in your cosmetic cloak slot. And if you don't want any cloak to show, there is a command which is /show cloak on or off. And that's in the release notes. So the cloaks do not show up on Drow. If that's the case right now, then that's just a bug that we'll have to fix before we go live. Are no cloaks showing up on any Drow? That's news to me. I know that I saw that one post, but my understanding of the one Lamania post was that was just someone trying to try on a cloak that they had carried over with them. And remember, no random gen cloaks that are not newly acquired after the update goes live are going to show looks. perhaps I'm wrong about that. If I'm wrong about that, then yeah, I'll have to make sure that Kokomajubo and team are aware, but they probably are. They've been paying close attention to Lamania. There's no need for a cosmetic no cloak. You can just quick toggle that off, you know? So if you don't want your cloaks to show, for whatever reason, just do that. So.
Hey, Gary, quick question. What is that standard string up and down the rock that we can't?
I'm sorry, for some reason I'm having a hard time hearing you today. Could you repeat that?
Why is the cobalt up on the little stalagmite out in the middle of the lake?
Because he doesn't want to get wet? So, you know, we too are a little sad to see the public area graveyard section go, but there's some real advantages to turning it into an instance dungeon. For one, people who have been complaining for years that Night Revels causes lag were correct. It was because of that public area. Delira's graveyard, too many people in there and too many people doing things in there that cause problems. It also, by making this a private instance, we prevent the, say, Warlock Aura farming, where you just sort of turn on an Aura and then go make a sandwich. So, there's a bunch of reasons why making it a private instance is a really good idea.
There, that should fix the mic.
Cool. It's true that it does kind of have some impact on the, you know, community feel, because you don't have everyone running around in a same space, but there is still that tavern where you guys are all going to be accessing the Night Revels quests. Rather than have them in the Delira's graveyard, we have them in a public space, a new public space. And so people will be hanging around and doing that sort of thing. So hopefully it'll still have a community feel to it. Thank you. Hunter Radar says, thanks to the SSG team for bringing the fashion and taste to DDO with Update 40. Well, have you seen our kind of pinkish cloak? But no, I'm kidding. Yes, thank you. It is really awesome that we finally have been able to bring cloaks to the game, and it's going to add a lot more looks and sort of choices for your character in a way that's going to be really rad. So.
You feel strange as things start to go dark.
We're going to be adding any new races sometime in the future, yes. At some time in the future, we will be adding new races.
Away from you. Now that you're under the artifact's influence, creatures that were gigantic moments ago now seem less intimidating.
That reminds me, have you guys gotten around to making a new SSG shield in the essence of the old turbine shield?
Nope, not at all. It's something that comes up every now and then. We're like, man, we really need to get to that. But our art team has been super busy, and we tend to put a lot on their plate. So it's just not come up as a priority.
Well, if you ever do make it, you should make that other skin available to players.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, maybe. I hear that it would be cool, but there was a real benefit to having the old turbine shield only on, say, GMs and community people. That way you knew nobody, even if someone tried to spoof, you know, say an admin or something like that, you could tell the difference because they had the turbine shield.
Yeah, but admins are normally invis anyway when they pop into the world.
Yep.
So we can't even tell if they're there or not.
True.
You've cornered MechTech in this chamber. The entrance has been blocked by a recent agent, and the program is too gigantic to escape. MechTech is dropping his prize as he falls. The artifact clatters to the ground, and then, to your horror, disappears with a flash. Before you can absorb this turn, Nimue assures that the effects of the artifact will wear off soon. For a moment,
See
you
if we have any
imagine
cool-
all the amazing things you could do as a giant, and then you realize
No named
you're
loot?
stuck in this cave until you return to
We've
your
been
normal
skunked both
size.
quests.
Yeah, we have. Is there a chance the Wood Elf animation, bow, and attack will work properly
I wish there was like
before-
a dimension door to exit out of these quests and that.
Yeah, I hear ya. Before U40 comes out. I thought that that was already fixed. So, hopefully, is the answer to that. But I'll have to follow up. I'm actually going to write that.
Oh, Jerry, I should
Copy that over.
put you aware of this. The heroic saga for the Ravenloft stuff, when you go to do that quest line on the heroic difficulties, just to do them, it gives you the quest reward for doing it on Epic.
Yeah.
So the
Yeah.
saga itself doesn't get the reward, but the quest giver, quote unquote, that gives you the links to go to those guys, gives you the items for Epic. If you are on
that's
an Epic player.
That's actually been around for a while. I'm surprised that that's still around, but I know QA is aware of that because I've talked to him about it before. It just hasn't come up as a fix yet.
I didn't know if you guys knew about it
Yeah.
or not.
Right, I'm going to pass along the stuck spot thing too. I'm just grabbing a few things and copying them into a notepad so I can make sure to do that. Any chance of also making the hair dye into a paint job for artificers? I like the idea. No. But yes, that would be lovely. Will cloaks be visible with cosmetic armor and helms? Yes. When can we get SSG t-shirts? When the stars align and the time allows us to make that happen. Can you get an evil eye by any chance? Yeah. Yeah, that sounds good actually. Let me pop on over into my admin and I will drop you guys some evil eyes here since I've got 5 minutes to kill.
Thanks, Jerry.
So there was something that came up on YouTube I wanted to mention. They were asking how the flagging for the new raid will be because of the way the old night revels worked. And that brings up a really good point that you need to know, which is that the new raid is not connected to night revels. Rather, the new raid is connected to the Dragon Blood Prophecy adventure pack. And flagging for it is zilch. So when Update 40 comes out, as long as you have the Dragon Blood Prophecy Adventure Pack, you can just run it. If you're VIP, you get all Adventure Packs for free, so you can just run it. And if you're a free-to-play player who has not purchased the pack, then you can do that, the Dragon Blood Prophecy one. So the raid is not tied to Night Revels. The new Eternity, the new Spectral Dragon fight, is a Night Revels dungeon, and that has its own key requirement. That you basically run stuff and you get a key just for that. That's how that works. Call up something so I can remember the look for that evil eye. There we go.
How fast there, me hearties. It's time for all good pirates to search for the treasure of Crystal Cove.
There you go, bunch of evil eye certificates. I am not sure what you mean by fix the issue in the store for recent buys and favorites. That one is not familiar to me. Will the new raid be higher difficulty like the Dragonblood Prophecy quest? Yes, I feel so, yeah. Oh yeah, you're right, we have actually mentioned Tiefling officially. Alright, so I am going to, as long as I'm on Sardona here, let me be a generous dude and just drop a whole bunch of these evil eyes on the marketplace as well for those who are like, I want one! And the auction house explodes, yep. All right. You get a cool looking shot to wrap up the stream, huh? Nice. I like it. I'm showing kindness by giving people the evil eye. Yes. I have to dismiss my evil eye because I'm flying in the air. There we go. Alright. If we're going to run like that, play the Benny Hill music. Yeah, I know, isn't it funny? You can actually toggle it on and off, but there you go. It's an admin speed thing. You just set a fast run speed so that you can get around places easily if you don't remember the way to teleport directly and all that, or if it's a pain to teleport there. Was there much pushback on Cloaks? No, not really. The big hang-up on Cloaks has really been all the animation work that it would involve. But one of our animators really decided to get that work done and do literally thousands of animations to make this happen. Were we inspired by the Wood Elf 5th edition or 3.5? It is more related to the 5th edition than the 3.5. Oh, so a favorite won't keep the item you purchase, huh? Okay. I'll have to follow up on that. That's See if I can repro that this afternoon. Alright, so we have got 1 o'clock here. Samus Garobo is up next on Follow the Noob. He'll be raiding our channel and sending him over to his channel. Thank you very much for watching. If you would like to give us a follow on Twitch, we would very much appreciate it. It helps out not just me, but the other streamers as well. And you can find the full streaming schedule on twitch.tv/DDOstream. YouTube.com/Dungeons and Dragons. Give us a subscription. Subscribe and you'll get these videos in your feed. If you like us on Facebook, you'll get the videos when they're live, in addition to the other stuff we post on Facebook. I will be back next Wednesday for week 2 of 2 on Sarlona, and presumably maybe running night revels. We shall see. Until then, have fun, everyone. I'll see you soon.